No running in the halls. What is it and why should you care? Well, let's just dive right on into it. So, No Running in the Halls is the game that is in development by me, and it is very unique in its approach. So, it is going to be a mobile 2D platformer. To kind of just give an initial base, it's along the lines of, you could say, like Flappy Bird's Temple Run, Jetpack Joyride, in the sense that your character is in continuous motion to one side of the screen as the world around you is just continuously moving. Now, what makes this one different is I really aim to bridge the gap between mobile, PC, and console players. The biggest thing that keeps me, and as well as a lot of the other people who we consider like more serious gamers, is that mobile just lacks the challenge and, depth as well to it. You get some mobile releases, that are coming out a little bit more like Diablo Internals and stuff that are Immortals. Immortals. That are aiming to bring a little bit more depth to it, but I want to bring that challenge. So again, I like to compare to other games that kind of inspired what my ideas are. So I want to create, again, a mobile 2D platformer where you're always running towards one of the screens and you're constantly jumping over enemies. There's going to be gaps in the ground as well. And you're going to eventually face different bosses that are going to come from the side. Now, I already have systems implemented in place that trigger it, based on just time spent in the game, like making it a certain distance. Now, what I want to do with these 3 bosses, and it's going to be a cycle game. So once you beat the last one, you're going to kind of start back at the beginning. You won't really notice it, but you're going to have elements that change as well when you do. But we'll get to that in a second. So with these boss fights, what's going to make it different from any other mobile 2D platform or any other kind of the games is the boss effect. And I don't want it to be, a little kitty boss where you just, run and jump over his things, or you go up and smack him once and he's down. I aim to create the Dark Souls, the Cuphead of mobile games, the mobile 2D platformer. And I have already planned out a couple ideas. So the No Running in the Halls is going to be a school themed, and I want to do that for some story behind it. I want it to be a big metaphor of like making it through school. So the 3 bosses I have, the last one I still am kind of in works, but I'm going to have a hall monitor that's going to be a snake, play on the monitor. You're going to have to face a school bully, which is going to be a bull as well. And then something kind of ridiculous, like that final like big push. I want to try to find some kind of pun that's going to go into like diploma and kind of graduating or something like that. But right now, the best thing I came up with is Duck Norris. So you know what? Duck Norris is going to be our final boss at the moment. But each one of those are going to have a different way of accomplishing and beating those 3 bosses that are going to be more of a puzzle sense, and it's going to be a little bit harder to do. So what I really want to do with that is to push the challenge. I want people to not be able to beat the first boss, the first couple times they play. It's going to really be one of those things where you have to explore, try some new things, and really figure out, the puzzle element while being in that immersive action. So you're never going to stop. The boss is coming, enemies are still going to be coming, platforms are still coming, places for you to fall are still going to be coming. So you're going to have to kind of use your intellect as well as, your reaction time to accomplish these bosses as well. Right now, the industry is popping out a lot of mobile games. They're easy, they're quick development. This is something that I'm able to do, all by myself, to get this kind of out there. So there's nothing, though, that brings this challenge. Most of the games are, like the Clash of Clans, the War of Empires, where you're constantly waiting and you're waiting, and then you can buy your way to make more, but it's just this waiting. I don't want to create that. I want to do something different. I want to be that 5-minute game where, a student waiting for his next class to start, or, a parent who only has a couple minutes to play a game can pick this up, feel like they accomplished something, feel like they actually had a challenge, but not have to spend a long time to do it. So it is going to be kind of more of a niche game, but it's going to be so unique and so different from everything that's out there that it's going to really make it kind of stand out in this project. So I'm really excited about it. There's a lot of cool things that are going to be happening with it, as well as once you do beat the final 3 bosses, like I said, it's going to be started back at the beginning, and things are going to change. They're going to be the speed's going to be increased. The enemies are going to be a little bit more frequent, and the bosses are going to be a little bit tougher. The puzzles are still going to be the same. So this gameplay loop will push that high score drive, right? So for the players who have beaten it and kind of like know what to do for those 3 bosses, then it's that that kind of Pac-Man style where it's like you want to be the number one, you want to be the person who beat it a couple times. But the thing is, I don't want it to just stop there at the high score. I want to bring story elements that are low key to it, where you don't really notice it until you've played it a couple times. So once you beat, gone through it, 3 of it, maybe your journey starts to lighten up. The world becomes a slightly bit different. Music's a little bit more upbeat. The lighting is slightly different. The character sprite might change. Maybe he's shows him a little bit stronger. Something like that. That's kind of pushing that narrative of this journey through school, as well as just elemental storytelling, environmental storytelling. So you're going to be going through the world and you're going to see things that are going to kind of add to this. That also is going to make it a little bit different, as well as add that replayability. One of my favorite YouTube channels right now is The Game Theorist, and they constantly break down, those deeper hitting meanings. And I love it. I played games just because I've heard of that theory. So I want to bring that immersive kind of storytelling that isn't so upfront and in your face, but really punish some players, have some fun with it, make it one of those games where not many people are gonna be able to beat it right away, but it's gonna be that where it gets under your skin, where like, I have to beat this boss, like I can't believe I haven't done it, like I need to get there. And that is what I'm going to accomplish with this. So thank you for listening to the pitch video for No Running in the Hallways. I really appreciate it, and I hope you guys stay tuned for my next developer update. Thank you and have a good one.